Good morning. I'm Thomas Buchanan. I am on a water fast. This is week 1, 2, 3. End of week 3. TGIF, it's Friday. Thank God. This has been a long week. I woke up this morning, weighed myself 221.8, down almost a full pound. Now, as some of you may know, I play the stock market and I use the Fibonacci scale to play the markets. Well, if you apply that to weight loss, I'm at 221.8. I should gain basically 5 to 6 pounds of what I've lost back before I continue on down. Now, I don't agree with that. And by the way, look at this hair. I've got some hair going on, don't I? Can you tell I just got up and weighed myself? I don't agree with that. I don't think I'll gain 5 to 6, 7 pounds back of what I've lost, but it's an interesting idea. I mean, you can apply Fibonacci to stocks. I don't believe you can use the same and apply it to weight loss. But 221.8, I've basically lost 10, 11 pounds in a week. That's fantastic. Okay. And I know you guys are losing weight also based on your feedback. I know you guys on maintenance are staying within your upper and lower range. That's all weight loss is. One, you've got to figure out a way to lose the weight, right? After you lose the weight, then you go back to eating real food and you've got to figure out why you're eating, where you're eating, what you're eating, the quantities of food you're eating. You've got to figure all that out, right? And that's why, ladies and gentlemen, I give you a range. Okay, some people, they'll lose weight and then they'll gain 3 or 4 pounds back and go, oh my God, this doesn't work either. And they never set up a range that you should, you should try and maintain. And I want to inject in here a reasonable range. Okay. Don't make it unreasonable. I mean, you're setting yourself up to fail for you folks on maintenance. Now, for you folks on a water fast, do what I did. I've lost what, 10 pounds in 3 weeks. That's what, 3¼ pounds a week. I can tell you that's not common. You're not going to lose 3 pounds a week. Generally, you're going to lose between a half to maybe 1 to 2 pounds a week, and that's it. I guess I'm an overachiever. On the questions. How bad did you feel your first week? Well, I felt absolutely terrible because one, I went off caffeine, right? Because on a water fast, you get no tea, no coffee, no caffeine of any kind. You don't even get water your first 7 calendar days. 2, I went off all medications. And I don't mean from my drug dealers. I mean from my doctors. I went off all prescription meds, blood pressure meds, Someone said you could die going off blood pressure meds. Yep, I could. And if I did, so be it. I went off thyroid medicine. Okay. I mean, everybody, including God, takes a thyroid pill, right? Really? Is it needed? I went off metformin. Big no no. Big no no. Drug companies don't get paid their big money if you go off metformin and the other drugs. I went off insulin shots. Okay, I'm not only a diabetic, I'm an acute diabetic. That means I used to take a needle that you see in a doctor's office. I had them at home. I would shoot myself in the stomach, or basically in the thigh, with insulin 3 times a day. Big no no. You'll die. You have a death wish. Oh my God. I mean, I went off all meds in week 1, day 1. Okay. I went off all coffee, and hey, I like my coffee. I used to drink 8 to 12 cups of coffee a day. Because, I needed something to get me through the day. My body wasn't capable of getting through the day without caffeine. Oh my God. Well, when you're on water fast, especially your first week, and for the entirety of your water fast, you don't get your 10 o'clock and 2 o'clock snack. Oh my God, I went off. I got no snacks. I did not eat at 10 o'clock and 2 o'clock. I mean, we're so programmed. We are just so overly programmed. It's ridiculous. We're programmed that when you get up in the morning, your most important meal is breakfast. You must eat lunch because you've got to keep your metabolism going. And whether it's 4, 5, or 6 o'clock in the evening, what do you do? You're programmed to eat, whether you're hungry or not. Why? Because everybody else is eating. So you eat, right? I mean, the programming that we encounter on a daily basis is ridiculous. Now, I'm not a doctor. I don't pretend to be a doctor. I never want to be a doctor. I think a lot of doctors are about as good as used car salesmen, and we all know how they are. But, I'm not a doctor, but my God, use some common sense here. If you have stage 4 cancer and you're on cancer meds, for Pete's sakes, don't stop taking your cancer meds. I mean, you're toast anyway, but the cancer meds or whatever the potent drugs you're taking may help extend your lousy life for another 6 months or maybe even a year. So, I mean, when I say I went off all meds, I did go off all meds. I was advised by my own PCP, by my own doctor. These are potent meds you're taking. Don't go cold turkey and stop taking these meds. I did it anyway. I mean, you're either going to be obese and feel like shit, or you're going to lose weight, improve your health, improve your blood pressure, improve your eyesight, improve your energy levels. I mean, there's no real choice here. And oh, by the way, you're going to be a hell of a lot skinnier. And I've said this on my channel many times, and I repeat myself a lot because I get asked the same questions over and over. Sure, Ozempic works. Absolutely. If you don't want to water fast, take Ozempic. I know somebody taking shots to lose weight. My own brother-in-law took Ozempic. I just have two comments. People say water fasting is hard on your body. Would you rather poke yourself with a needle once a day to lose weight? Would you rather take a pill, i.e. Ozempic, or all the other designer weight loss drugs that are out there and exist today? Because nobody has any data on the long-term effects of these drugs. They're too new. Now, if it were 50 years later in time and studies had been done, I would say maybe consider it. You know, back in the dark ages when I was young, I took the latest designer drug. Oh, the drug is safe. The drug will not cause you problems. The drug will cause you to lose weight. What's the name of the drug? Fen-phen. Well, the drug was not safe. Long-term studies had not been done. I'm not talking, when I say a long-term study, I'm not talking a year or 2 or 3. I'm talking 30 or 40 or 50 years. No one knows the long-term effects the drugs you take on your body. So I took Fen-phen. I now have permanent heart damage because years later there was some big class action suit and it was discovered, oh my God, the medical profession lied. Imagine that. The pharmaceutical companies lied. Fen-phen actually causes permanent heart damage. What does Ozempic do? No one knows. What do the shots do? No one knows. Not long term. And we all know the pharmaceutical companies have tested these drugs excessively and they're safe as eating bacon and eggs. If you believe that, I've got a bridge I'll sell you in New York. Think about what I've said. And don't tell me water fasting is not safe. I think we can agree on one thing. You are going to die. Okay, maybe we can agree on two things. I am going to die. and you are going to die. I mean, we can agree on that, right? Would you rather be obese when you died? Or would you rather be somewhat skinny when you died? I mean, it's your choice. You know, I still, I still am amazed at this figure, but you can walk down the street and one out of every two people that you meet on the street are either overweight or obese. Now, again, I'm 70, I'm dating myself here, but back in the dark ages when I was young, it was maybe 10% of the population was overweight, and a very small part of those people were obese. Now it's one out of every two people. 50% are either excessively fat or obese. And you're telling me water fasting is too hard? Suck it up. Have you walked by a mirror recently? Have you seen yourself? My own sister wears not one, not two. She wears 3X clothes. If you're happy being obese, go out and buy a dozen donuts. I've got one more comment to make based on questions you all send me, and that's this. Oh my God. Actually, I've got two more comments. Number one, for you folks on maintenance, you never, ever, no exceptions, you never, ever go back for seconds. I don't care how good the food was, you never go back for seconds. And I'm going to tell you point number two, which people say, oh, that's wasteful, that's blah, blah, blah. Don't give a shit how wasteful it is. We're trying to control your weight here. That's the main objective. So point number two is this. You always, no exceptions, always leave food on your plate. Again, I don't care how good the food is. And on your plate, you don't just pile it on, knowing that you don't get to go back for seconds and you have to leave food on your plate. So you pile it like you make a mountain of food. No, watch your quantities. You know, I've said this for how many years? For you folks on maintenance, watch the quantity of food you're eating. You know, you don't get to make a big mountain of food on the one plate that you get to eat. You don't. So those are my comments for today. It's Friday, TGIF. Make it a great weekend. Make it a great rest of the day. I will see you on Monday, and maybe I will lose 1.8 pounds, or actually, really all I need to lose is like 9/10 of a pound to hit 220 dot something, which is my goal for the month of August. All I want to do is touch and maintain 220 dot something. Now, I do expect a little bit of a bounce up here because you don't just lose weight every day. You hit plateaus, you bounce up and down. So that's my status update for today. I love you. Keep the questions, keep the comments coming, you know, and think about what I've said, folks. Do you really, honest to God, do you want to die obese? Do you? Is that the way you want to leave this earth? Well, I weighed 500 pounds. It's not a badge of honor. Being obese is not a badge of honor. Take some time. Go walk by a full-length mirror and look at yourself and say to yourself, are you really happy at that weight? Are you really happy being that fat? Are you honest to God happy being obese? Can you look yourself in the eyes and say that? I'll see you on Monday. Stay healthy, stay happy, and remember to get out and have a little fun.